This is really out of nowhere. I haven't made one of these videos in a long time. Long time. Basically because, man, they're really difficult to plan to make them worthwhile for you to watch. I mean, I enjoy drinking, tasting the beer, and talking about it, but, you know, that only goes so far. I have to have other stuff to talk about to fill up the video, make it more interesting. But I'm not gonna talk anymore about that because nobody wants to hear about that. They just wanna watch the video. So let's get into the video. My parents, both my parents, I find it so hilarious that they do this. Both my mom and my dad have been giving me all these different beers to have for my beer time with Betsy. And I'm like, I gotta make one of them videos. And I figured it was long enough. I should just go ahead and make a video, even though I haven't planned it. This is what happens when I don't plan it, parents. It's just gonna be spur of the moment and I don't know what's gonna happen. I couldn't try a beer from one parent over the other. So I'm trying 2 beers in this episode and it's pretty late. It's less than an hour before we go to bed. I'm gonna have to just chug these beers, man. And I'm gonna be leaving in between takes because Tobias is just watching TV, being preoccupied. I gotta go check on him every few minutes. We're starting off with a beer that my mom got me. It's a Two Brothers. I've had Two Brothers before, a couple different beers by them, and they're always really good, so I'm sure this will be good too. This one's called Prairie Path, and it just reminds me of my childhood because we live in Illinois, and one of the main things that happened at my elementary school was the like yearly prairie burning, where they would like burn the prairie and all the kids would get to go outside and watch it burn. Does anybody else have stuff like that from their school or from their childhood? That was like a tradition to stay outside and watch things burn. It was fun. We all look forward to it every year. You know, Two Brothers is an Illinois beer. No wonder they have one called Prairie Path. Because they're from the prairie. You know what my favorite thing is? Like wild prairie flowers. Just like prairie grass and like chicory. Chicory is my favorite thing. Like in the summertime, like late summer. It stays going like into fall even, but like driving through the country and on both sides of the road, there's just blue chicory just everywhere. It's so gorgeous. It's an Illinois thing, I guess. Why am I saying that? Like it's the only place that there's chicory. Maybe not. I'm pouring this really bad because I'm trying to do it quickly. That's a pretty color, so that's nice. It seems just slightly cloudy. It smells really good. Let's taste. It's got some citrusy bits to it. Good strong hoppy flavor, but not like an IPA hoppy, because I don't like IPAs, not gonna lie. It's got like the right amount of hop. I think there can be too much hop. Normally I read some funny stories, usually funny drunk stories, but there's only so many of those I can find without them just being dumb, like, oh, we laughed a lot, we fell over. You know, I like crazy stories, and it's hard to find the real gems. But anyway, here's some funny stories about moms. Some funny mom stories. While searching on top of my dresser for their socks, both kids found their baby teeth that the tooth fairy must have forgotten to take with her. In a desperate attempt to avoid a major traumatic event, I said that the teeth belonged to our dead cat and that I just couldn't get rid of them. I grabbed what I thought was a V8 Fusion out of the fridge and put it in my son's lunch bag. It turned out to be a Shock Top beer. I thought he was getting his veggies, not so much. It was 10:50 a.m. when we pulled up to the school for kindergarten. It was Thursday, August 28th. That's not funny. Don't keep that one in here. That's really dumb. Who cares about that? Jesus. I decided to try and save some money by cutting my son's hair. This was that uh-oh moment when I realized I got a little too carried away with the clippers. Let's just say there aren't too many after photos for several months. That's dumb too. Don't keep that one. Ugh. My dear friend Jessica asked a favor of me. An easy thing, really. Would I mind picking up her 4 children and meeting her at the gym? Sure, absolutely, no problem. I went to the school and I drove through the pickup line and I loaded up my children and I waved at her children and I drove to the gym. And as I was about to get my sweat on, my phone rings. It was my friend Jessica. It seems no one had shown up to gather her children that day. I guess these aren't really funny. I guess they're just supposed to be like really bad parenting. Anyway, might as well finish this story. Her little darlings were in after school care until someone could come and pick them up. I felt so bad that I cried. I hate all of this. I'm gonna finish this real quick. Be back in a minute. Oh, hello. It's the beer my dad got me. Oh man, it's an IPA. I forgot he got me an IPA. Wait, no, it's not an IPA, it's an IPL, but still, we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's not like nothing but hops. But anyway, my dad was like, you know, it's really expensive, so make sure you make a beer time with it. I'm like, all right. It smells like something I've had before. Just another beer that I don't know if other people can get it because it's from here. This is like a local brewery. So anyway, Riggs. Oh, that color is very, very light. This is a tall boy, so it's not all gonna fit in here. Yeah, it's kind of whatever color. It doesn't have like any foam to it, nothing. I'm not talking crap about your beer, Daddy, okay? Oh, it's got a lot of flavor, man. That tastes like very like flowery. It's not as hoppy as an IPA, just like the other one wasn't either, but it's definitely hoppier than that one. It's got a pretty good flavor though. It tastes pretty good. It's hoppy, flowery, light. That's only a 4.5, honestly. This one was a 5.1. Who cares? Actually, if you're watching a beer video, you probably do care how much alcohol is in it. Well, the Two Brothers was a 5.1, and this one is a 4.5. If you can even get it, which you probably can't. I don't know. I found some funny stories about dads now. Hopefully they're funnier than the moms. One time, my dad waited till my 3 siblings and I had gone to bed on Christmas Eve. Then he shouted, "I don't care who you are, fat man. Get that sled off my roof." We were all up and telling Dad not to yell at Santa. That's a little funny. One day, my dad answered the door in his underwear at 8 a.m. The salesman was obviously weirded out. After he left, my mom was mortified and asked why he did that. My dad said, if these people don't want a show, they shouldn't come for the matinee. Like, no offense to the people that wrote these stories. Even if it's a true story, word for word, sounds like they're just trying to be like witty and edgy and quirky and God, it's just annoying. Were those the only stories? Oh, Jesus. Those were the only stories. I give up on the internet right now. I could tell my own stories about my dad, but what would I say? Let me just tell you a little something about my dad. He works at a wastewater plant. He takes the water that you flush down the toilet and he cleans it so that it can be filtered back out into the world again, basically. One time he threw a big tomato at my leg. That's like a running joke in the family. Not really. Do my other siblings even know about this? I don't know. While we were living here when I was a kid, I was only like, I don't know, 9. And I was outside with my dad. I can't remember us having an actual garden though. I'm like, where was this garden at? But we were out like sort of near the medicine wheel. I remember we were getting in an argument about, I don't know, me being at my friends too much. I don't know, something dumb. And I got snippy with him. I said like, you know, a little quick quip of being rude. I don't know. And then I walked away. Oh man, I shouldn't have walked away. My dad took this big tomato like this and threw it at me as hard as he could. Does that sound bad? I guess if it was like a baseball, that would be mean. But it was a tomato. But it still hurt. It hit me in the back of the leg. Yeah, man. Stories about my dad. Like, whoa. I should tell like one more story. That is a pretty good beer though. Another little story that pops in my head. I was really, really young. We went out on the lake, like in a little rowboat type. Like we went to shore, but as we were trying to get to shore, we had to like walk through some mud. Who did it? I think my dad did it. He like picked up a big wad of mud and like threw it at me. What's with my dad throwing stuff at me? I think it was my dad. I don't think my brother did. I think my dad did it. And I remember it just covered my whole shoulder, just mud all over. And then he felt bad for it and like was trying to wash me off. I say this because he literally, that will be Tobias. I'm just talking to the camera real quick.
Hey, come in the living room.
I'm almost done. Do you want to stand here with me for a second?
I just want to watch them.
and I would get back in there with twice. But anyway, my dad took my shoulders and like pushed me under the water to like wash it off my shoulder. I'm sure it wasn't that extreme when it actually happened, but in my child mind, I thought he was trying to drown me. Like I thought I was gonna drown because he just dunked me under the water. I was like washing my shoulder off. I'm like, couldn't you have done that without putting my head under the water? Is my dad secretly trying to like kill me? Just kidding. Anyway, that's all for tonight because it's getting late now, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Basically, check out some of the other beer time videos. Check out my other videos. I don't know. Mostly I just film stuff of my everyday life. Guys, you need to go pee or something? Why are your pants gone? You need to go pee?
Yeah.
Okay, you can go pee. All right. Good night, YouTube. I'm trying to get it all out.
Good night, YouTube.
So, I couldn't do one pair, I couldn't taste one, wow. I don't like the way I'm phrasing this. I'm not talking crap about your deer. Deer? I'm laughing and like for no reason because I'm just trying to think of like stuff that my dad's done over the years or just stories or whatever. And like the first thing that always pops in my head is like watching him yell at my brothers and laughing about it. Why is that funny? I don't know. Let's get a thumbnail. I'm gonna pour the rest of this in here. I don't know what I'm doing. Always wanna die. There's too many things going on behind me. I'm trying to block them. Maybe I should title this, My Parents Using Beer to Fight Over Me. That wasn't funny. I don't know why I keep laughing. Oh my God. Let's just get a thumbnail. Anyway, yes, my parents using beer to fight over me. To win my parents using alcohol to win my affection. This is what my Saturday night is.